Mennonites are a group deeply rooted in tradition, with origins tracing back to the Anabaptist movement in the 16th century. Their lifestyle emphasizes simplicity, humility, and a close connection to family and community. But as the modern world becomes more connected, many wonder, do Mennonites use the internet? How do they navigate the challenges of modern life while upholding their values? This question doesn't have a one-size-fits-all answer. Mennonite communities vary widely in their approaches to technology. Some embrace aspects of modernity, including limited internet use, while others avoid it to preserve their traditional values. Let's take a deeper look. At the heart of Mennonite communities is the belief that faith and community come first, shaping how they approach modern conveniences like the internet. Different communities have different ways of incorporating or avoiding technology based on a concept called Ordnung. Ordnung is an unwritten set of community guidelines that helps determine what is acceptable within each group. It varies from one community to another, and even from family to family, and outlines their practices around clothing, technology, and lifestyle. For some conservative Mennonite groups, the internet is seen as a potential threat to community values. They believe it can encourage materialism, expose members to harmful content, and disrupt family and spiritual life. The internet, they argue, can lead to influences that may be at odds with their values, such as advertisements promoting a consumerist lifestyle, social media fostering vanity, or news sites exposing them to values outside their community's beliefs. As a result, these communities often restrict internet access entirely, choosing instead to live closely tied to family and church life without outside influences. Yet, some Mennonite communities recognize the benefits of the internet and have found ways to use it selectively. In these communities, technology is seen as a tool that can serve a purpose as long as it does not interfere with their values. For instance, some Mennonites may use the internet to run businesses or communicate with family members who live far away. In rural areas, where many Mennonites live, the internet can be a valuable resource for weather forecasts, agricultural techniques, and market information, things essential to a farming lifestyle. By carefully limiting how and when they use it, these Mennonites manage to stay connected without compromising their values. This careful, selective use of the internet often means that Mennonites will access it only in designated areas, like a business office or a community center, rather than in their homes. For these groups, internet use is strictly utilitarian, kept separate from personal life to avoid distractions. It's a carefully balanced approach, reflecting a desire to adapt in practical ways without embracing the internet's pervasive influence. For younger Mennonites, the internet poses unique challenges and opportunities. Many young Mennonites grow up with limited exposure to digital media, but as they venture out, whether for work, school, or social gatherings, they encounter a world where the internet is nearly unavoidable. Some Mennonite youth, particularly in more progressive communities, are beginning to use social media to connect with friends, learn about the world, and even express their cultural identity. For these young Mennonites, social media can be a way to share aspects of their culture and traditions with a broader audience. Platforms like Instagram and YouTube provide a glimpse into their lives for people curious about the Mennonite way of living. Some create content showcasing traditional crafts, recipes, or hymns, giving the wider world a window into their culture. These platforms allow Mennonite youth to present their community to the world on their terms, offering a nuanced view that's both educational and respectful of their heritage. However, this connection to the online world is not without its tensions. Many youth feel the push and pull between tradition and modernity, sometimes leading to internal conflicts about identity and community. While social media can provide a sense of connection to the outside world, it can also introduce challenges to their faith and values. Mennonite youth may encounter ideals that contrast sharply with those taught by their community, such as individualism, consumerism, and self-promotion. For some, this exposure strengthens their appreciation for Mennonite values. For others, it can create a desire to explore life outside the community. In some Mennonite families, there is an understanding that young people will be curious about the internet, and parents may set specific guidelines to help them navigate it responsibly. This could mean limited screen time, monitoring online activities, or encouraging certain types of content over others. By creating a framework for healthy internet use, these families hope to equip young people with the tools to make responsible choices in a digital world. For Mennonites involved in business, the internet can be an invaluable tool. Many Mennonite communities are involved in agriculture, woodworking, and small-scale manufacturing, often selling their products to non-Mennonites. Having an online presence allows them to reach a wider audience, particularly for products that appeal to people seeking quality, handmade items. Websites and online stores provide a space to market products like quilts, furniture, and baked goods, offering a sustainable income without requiring a strong personal online presence. Similarly, education has motivated some Mennonites to embrace the internet in a controlled way. For Mennonites attending college or vocational training, the internet is often necessary for research, assignments, and classwork. Some schools may require online submissions, access to digital libraries, or even attendance in virtual classes. These Mennonites navigate the digital world with a clear purpose, using the internet as a means to further their education while staying grounded in their beliefs. Many return to their communities equipped with new skills and knowledge, contributing in ways that help both their families and local businesses thrive. The internet also impacts how Mennonites experience faith. Some Mennonite groups have cautiously embraced online tools for ministry and outreach, particularly in recent years when in-person gatherings were limited. Live-streamed services, online Bible study groups, and virtual meetings have allowed Mennonites to connect spiritually, even when physically separated. These online gatherings have opened up new ways to share faith, especially with people interested in learning about Mennonite beliefs, but who may not live near a Mennonite community. For those Mennonites who avoid the internet entirely, faith and community remain strictly offline, with a focus on face-to-face interaction. To them, maintaining a life without digital interference allows for deeper, more meaningful relationships. There's a shared belief that in-person connection fosters genuine support, whether it's gathering for Sunday worship, hosting a community meal, or helping each other with work. This emphasis on personal relationships is central to Mennonite values, with many believing that human connection should be prioritized over virtual interactions. Mennonite communities today are navigating a delicate balance between the past and the present. The internet represents both a tool and a challenge, offering opportunities for growth while introducing potential risks to traditional values. For some, the internet is a resource that, when used wisely, supports their way of life. For others, it's a step too far into the world outside their community. Whether choosing to use the internet or avoiding it entirely, Mennonites approach the decision with thoughtfulness and intention, aiming to preserve their community's values in a rapidly changing world. For the Mennonite people, the question isn't simply about whether to use the internet, it's about how to remain true to their beliefs while navigating a society that is increasingly connected, online, and fast-paced. Their story is a reminder that technology doesn't always have to be all or nothing. It can be a tool shaped by choice, used purposefully to reflect who we are and who we aspire to be. Beyond practical and faith-based considerations, the Mennonite approach to the internet also reflects a broader philosophy about technology and personal boundaries. For many Mennonites, modern life is often seen as full of distractions that pull people away from meaningful engagement with family, community, and faith. The internet, with its limitless information and entertainment, is a prime example of such distractions. The constant influx of media can sometimes detract from self-reflection, spiritual practices, and intentional living, values deeply cherished in Mennonite communities. This caution extends to the way Mennonites think about their personal time and their relationship with the outside world. Another key factor that shapes Mennonite decisions about internet use is the community's emphasis on humility and collective well-being. Many Mennonite groups teach that one's actions should prioritize the community's values over individual pursuits, an idea often in contrast to the culture of individualism seen in modern internet spaces. Social media platforms, for instance, can sometimes foster competition and self-promotion, which run counter to the humility prized within Mennonite society. By limiting or selectively using the internet, Mennonites seek to avoid the potential pitfalls of online comparison culture and to encourage a focus on inner virtues over outward displays. Additionally, Mennonite views on privacy play a significant role in their approach to internet use. Many traditional Mennonites value privacy, not only for themselves, but as a mark of respect for their community. The public nature of the internet, where personal details are easily shared and seen, can feel intrusive. For Mennonites who prize a private and close-knit lifestyle, this openness may feel at odds with their values. Therefore, many remain cautious of sharing personal information online, choosing instead to limit their digital presence or avoid it altogether. The idea of stewardship also influences Mennonite attitudes toward technology. Mennonites often view their resources, whether time, money, or attention, as gifts that should be managed wisely and purposefully. Spending hours online, especially on entertainment or social media, may be seen as misusing these resources when compared to more productive or spiritually uplifting activities. This perspective leads some to minimize internet use, reserving it for necessary tasks like business operations or essential communication, and redirecting their focus to tangible work and relationships. For Mennonites who do use the internet, there's a growing effort to educate members, especially young people, on responsible and ethical usage. Community-led discussions often provide guidance on maintaining digital boundaries, ethical content consumption, and navigating online interactions. These conversations allow Mennonites to engage with the digital world mindfully and on their terms, encouraging them to remain rooted in their values. This balanced approach ensures that while they may adapt to some modern conveniences, they continue to live a life anchored in the principles of simplicity and humility. Ultimately, Mennonite communities serve as a reminder that technology's role in life is a choice. By carefully evaluating how the internet aligns with their values, Mennonites demonstrate a thoughtful approach that contrasts with the rapid embrace of technology seen elsewhere. Their experience suggests that while the internet is a powerful tool, it can be embraced with discernment, creating a model of intentional use that anyone, Mennonite or not, may find valuable in today's fast-paced digital world.